Hello everyone, this is Pan. Coming to the brand video. Today I'm playing on the Cakecore faction server, and last time on the faction server, I missed an upload. Supposed to be on Saturday, and I missed it because I've just been busy with other YouTube stuff, like cool stuff that hopefully you guys get to see soon. But I decided I would put this video out on Wednesday because I would like to get a little bit more content on the server out. I don't know how many more episodes of this we're gonna have. It's possible this will be the last episode. But it's also possible we'll have another one on Saturday. It really just depends on my free time. However, either way, this server has been fun. I'm glad we did it, and I am ready to start the next SMP season. So, last time I talked a little bit about these barracks here, and actually I finished the second floor of the barracks. If we head up here, we now have separate rooms for each of the ladder areas, like I talked about I was going to do. I have this stone wall partition. I kind of like it because it makes it look like it's not a permanent wall, it's just like thrown together. You know, like we don't have the supplies to make official walls similar to down here. You know, these aren't really official walls, but they are like partitions and stuff like that. You know, this is the war. We gotta save resources for other stuff. And then we got cool little battlements up here, so that if people are strolling over, we can take a couple shots, get a little bit of defense, hold our shield out. You know, it's pretty nifty. Speaking of nifty, you might see something over there in the distance, and we're gonna go over there now. But yeah, basically each of these rooms are the same. We can decorate if we want. Probably won't have enough time in the SMP to decorate, but that's there either way. So, let's actually first talk about the path. I made some adjustments to the path using coarse dirt. Just placed down some coarse dirt around here. Earlier I was trying to experiment with farmland. Didn't work out too well. But the coarse dirt blends in a lot nicer with the pathway. If I had more time, I'd probably tweak it a little bit more. But yeah, I made some coarse dirt, placed it around at certain parts. It ran out, and I haven't made more sense. For one, it uses gravel, and gravel's a little bit of a necessary resource here in the SMP because we make a lot of arrows. However, by now most people have infinity bows, so it's not as important. But I did run out, and I haven't made any yet. Probably won't make any more. But also over here, a long time ago, I placed rails to this bridge, and I finally set up a minecart system for it. So there's a minecart in here. If I press the button, I ride it, and there we go. That is definitely faster than walking, but it's still not extremely fast because we only have like one powered rail every once in a while. You know, in a endless resource world, we could definitely make more powered rails, but this is definitely a limited resource world. For that, that's pretty much all the changes, except for I've added some more banners. I've added some banners up there. I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't seem to be showing up for some reason. Did they break? I thought I added banners. Okay, let's go up here and see. Yeah, we have two banners right here, so you know, it just makes it a little bit hard. You can't tell if someone's in the tower as easily and stuff like that. So yeah, I kind of like the banner idea. I'm not sure if it'll ever get used. I already took off my boots. That's good. I have Frostwalker boots, and I hate them. But they also have Prot 4 and Unbreaking and stuff, so I use them still. So yeah, that is the rail to the watchtower. I also have rails over there, but I don't have a track set up. Broke that torch. I hope that's not important. It's gonna make it look a little lopsided now, but whatever. And then I just put this back here when I'm done. So, moving on over to the wall-shaped elephant in the room, or in the world. I'll head over there. I'm thinking I might, again, I don't know if I have time, but I'd like to possibly extend this bridge all the way out that way so you don't have to go around. Going around is kind of neat for, like, the enemy, because it takes them a longer time to get to us and stuff like that. And typically, from my experience, you're not in a rush to get out of your base. You're in a rush to get in the other person's base, right? So any hurdles to slow them down on your base, even if it slows you down a little bit, isn't too bad. And that's where this comes from. We have a giant wall here, kind of like a barbed wired wall with cobwebs on top. It's not completely filled with cobwebs yet because it's too thick, and it has one line is all the way through. The other line I didn't have enough cobwebs for. Probably won't get enough, like I said, SP ending soon, but I did get some from a lot of mine shafts and stuff like that and placed it down. The reason this thing's made out of endstone, even though it doesn't look extremely pretty and doesn't look a lot like a barbed wired wall, endstone is the most durable, unless I'm wrong, is the most durable block other than unbreakable blocks, right? It takes a long time to break this. Even with efficiency 5, it takes a good amount. I think most of the people here won't even have good pickaxes. So, like, a regular iron pickaxe, it takes a long time to mine this stuff. So, I thought that would be better than, like, stone brick. Stone brick you can just mine really quickly. But I have something here, obviously, a little contraption. This is a double piston extender. The design I found was from good old Mumbo Jumbo. It was from a while ago, but it's a very simple double piston, I need to get up here. Double piston extender. Oh, let me break these blocks. Oh, I did that wrong. Okay, it's one staying there. Essentially, there's two pistons here. And if I activate it, it goes down twice. I get off. It comes back up. So it's pretty simple. If you'd like to see the redstone behind it, you can just look up Mumbo Jumbo's video on it. But yeah, you head through here, and that lets you through the wall. And as you can see, there's a bunch of soul sand and buttons here. What the heck? Well, back in my day, there was this server known as Overcast, the Overcast Network. And essentially, the most popular mode on there would be two teams, two giant bases that are floating in the sky. And you'd have to bridge to get over there and wall off your monuments. You have to capture other people's monuments and stuff like that. Crazy awesome server. Unfortunately, it went down. It went down with a pretty strong player base too. It's you know, Hypixel. Hypixel's the reaper of servers. They've killed off every server by now. But back in my day, we did things like build walls around our monument that were really big. And usually we didn't have soul sand, but we would place like buttons on the floor. So what buttons on the floor do is you can't place blocks. So if you're in a hurry and you're trying to build over this thing, it's going to be kind of difficult. You could try to break through, and you know, endstone also takes a while to make. And even if you do bridge over, you got cobweb up there. So every little bit helps, right? This keeps going down there. I could have made this flat, just a flat wall, but I thought it'd be cooler if I just did the soul sand to the terrain, because it looks kind of nifty that way. And then I've just been placing a bunch of buttons on it. Buttons are expensive. An entire block for one button. Where the heck does the rest of the wood go when you craft a button? That's what I want to know. But either way, this is what it is. It's probably not going to get any bigger than that, but technically I could keep going with the soul sand until about here, because that's where the our world ends, right? Because we have the negative side. By the way, I just want to mention, if we lose this series, we got a good excuse. You know what that is? You know what that is? We got a bunch of cheaters over here. So, I specifically said in the beginning of the video, you can go back and watch it, you know, the first episode. In the introduction, I said there's a 50 block radius around 0, 0. Of course, I might have gotten my radius things mixed up and my diameter mixed up and stuff like that, but one thing that's for sure, it was either from X50 to Z50 in both directions, or is either X25 to Z25. Either way, this build right here, which is mimicking our build, definitely within inside the barrier where we didn't want people building. It's within the 25 by 25 on both axes. This one right here, it's a little bit in there, not very much, right? Like this one I could give a pass. So they built this, I'm like, alright, there's just one block in the barrier, whatever. But come on, this is 100% inside the area. They also went ahead and like made trenches. This is outside the area, so that's okay. But yo, come on. I'm just saying, if we lose, this has to be counted a little bit, right? At least 10,000 points, I'd say. That sounds about right. But that's okay. We're not gonna lose, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, I just thought that needed to be said. It needed to be said. Spotters, man, he's on a bit of a rampage, right? Another thing Spotters did, this happened a long time ago by now, but I haven't had time to talk about it. By the way, if you want to get back in, you gotta kind of break your way in. If you're not in war, it's really easy. If you are in war, then you're probably best just staying behind. I don't know. But yeah, another thing is Spotter did recently, like we all have AFK fish farms, right? And we fish stuff. So I asked the chat, like, yo, what does everyone think about killing AFK people? Didn't get too many responses. I think people don't really care that much either way. But one thing Spotters did say, and I quote, I'm not going to quote because I don't remember exactly what he said, so I don't quote, but what he said was like, yo, if you're AFK and getting points for the other team, I think it's okay to kill, right? And I agree with him, because that's like, you know, that's just 1 point. They're not going to respawn, so you just get 1 free point on them, and it's like, makes it kind of risky for AFK. I think it's a cool balancing technique. However, after I killed him before, I've only killed him once while he's AFK, mind you. Hey Pat, I was going to break in and kill you like you did to me so many times. You're done fishing. The items are piling up. And while I did break in, I say, nay, I shall not kill today, Spotters. So, this guy, he needs to go to English Club, right? Did you guys have English clubs, man? Was I the only one who joined English Club? I didn't join English Club. But, you should join English Club, my man. Hey Pat, I was going to break in and kill you like you did to me so many times. My dude. I did not kill you so many times. I killed you once while you were AFK. Break in and kill you like you did to me so many times. Alright, I guess technically he could be referring to just the kill you part, because I have killed him so many times, you know, I'm a bit of a beast, if you know what I mean. So, maybe he's just referring to that, not referring to the breaking and entering. If so, it's a little clunky, and if I were an English teacher, I'd say maybe rephrase that. You're done fishing, the items are piling up. You see, there's no need for a comma there. You could have just said, you're done fishing and the items are piling up. And then he puts an and at the beginning, which is, you know, another little clunky thing to do. You don't need that and. You could just say, well, I did break in. I say, nay, I shall not kill today. This is really messed up, right? Because he says, I did break in. That's past tense. But then he says, I say nay. That's present tense. That doesn't make sense. He should have said, I said, nay, I shall not kill today. Obviously doesn't have the rhyming to it. But hey, at the very least, he did capitalize his eyes, and he did put a period before the quotation mark. And the spods, I don't know about that squiggly. That doesn't seem very academic to me. I think it's supposed to be a better citation, right? If you're going with MLA, you got to do the after you do the page number. In this case, it'd be no page number. You'd have to do 3D spotters. Or if he just wants to do spods, fine. You can just do spods. Like that. And then he put the period after it. So the period shouldn't actually be at today. He would get rid of that period at today, put the quotation mark aside, and then put this at the end of his sentence. That is how you do it in English club. Alright, my dude? I can finally break these. These are actually in the last episode, so maybe you read them. I don't know. I just forgot to talk about them, so I figured I should talk about them. Spotters got upset I did talk about it. He's like, you didn't mention your signs. I'm like, alright, fine. I'll mention the signs. Jeez. And as for that, I've expanded the pumpkin farm a whole bunch. This thing is way big now. Villager farm, update on that. It doesn't work because we're playing without mob griefing, and it turns out that if you don't have mob griefing, villagers actually can't pick up items. Which in retrospect makes some sense, right? If for certain maps you might have, you might get really irritated if a villager could pick up your items. So it kind of makes sense. But ultimately these guys cannot breed. I asked in chat what they thought, like if we should toggle mob griefing, or if we should just turn it on completely and stuff like that. And I didn't really get any responses. And I've asked a bunch of other poll questions like that before, and I haven't been getting much responses, which kind of gives me the sign that, look, let's just leave it how it is. The series is short. It's going to end soon. And we're going to have a new season to worry about pretty soon here. So that's going to be exciting. Also, while we do have the new season over on Saturday, we're also doing the final SMP recordings of Season 1 on that day. I don't know when they're going to come out, but that's going to be pretty cool. And that's going to contain a lot of us from the group. Hopefully all. Possibly not all. We'll see. Hopefully all. Excuse me. And yeah, one more thing. 1.13.1 is out, and that's what we're playing on right now. 1.13.1 apparently breaks this contraption. The blocks just get stuck out here instead of immediately pulling back. So this thing no longer works. Also, 1.13.1 cleared all of Danster's items for some reason. His entire player data got wiped. I have no idea why. I tried to go into the files and fix it, and I just wasn't able to do it. It didn't happen to me. It just happened to Danster. As far as I know, it didn't happen to spotters. So I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, we're gonna stop the video there. It's kind of a short one, I know. As for adding up the totals, right, and for points and whatnot, I'm gonna do that on Friday, the day before. I'm not sure if I'm gonna record it or not. If I do record it, I'll definitely release it on the following Saturday. So, but either way, we'll figure out who won, and that should be it for this season. Either way, this one was really fun. I'm sure, I know a lot of us had a lot of fun. I think we're all ready for like a permanent SMP, right? Like this terrain and stuff is cool to play on. If you play on it for a long time though, you know, you've kind of just seen the same island over and over again, right? And the limited resources is certainly tedious. But it seemed like the perfect, this thing was perfect for a mini SMP because eventually everyone would run out of iron. Eventually you'd hit the level up cap where you can't gear up anymore because we don't have diamonds, right? And that happens a lot slower when it's a permanent world with normal terrain. But either way, this was a lot of fun for sure. I loved the shop system and stuff like that, and we got a lot of good battles in. And even if people aren't uploading so much, I do know that all 6 of us had a good amount of fun on here. So rest assured, we're happy with this season, and we're happy to have a new season coming soon. Okay, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time, and so long.